What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having an incredible start to your week. Today, we are going to be reviewing a pre-workout that is both limited edition and unique, something that I've never tried before from a brand that's been around for a very long time, but surprisingly, High Stim Ace has never tried any of their pre-workouts. The brand that I am referring to is Axe Sledge, and this here is their flagship pre-workout known as Intake. Now, this one here is a limited edition flavor. They did a collaboration with National Lampoons. Yeah, guys, National Lampoons, Mr. Griswold himself, a movie that came out like 30 years ago or so, but still relevant and still one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I actually got all their proteins and I got the flavor here because this is the green gelatin flavor. And if you guys watch the movie, you know exactly what that is a reference to. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. When we come back, we are going to review Intake, National Lampoon's edition. Alright guys, so looking at the version of Intake that we have right over here, this here is the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation collaboration. And as you can see, I do have the proteins behind me as well. I decided to splurge a little bit of an early Christmas gift and really get all of them. If you guys are interested in an actual review for all three of these proteins, let me know in the comments down below. I might consider it, but for the time being, we're going to go over Intake, which is a pre-workout that's been around for a while. This here is the green gelatin flavor. If you guys watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of the movie, you see that there are a couple of quotes over here, and man, this is just such a beautiful aesthetic. It really warms my heart, especially before the holiday season. This is really nice. There's a bunch of nice graphics over here that really bring a whole bunch of throwbacks to this movie and really makes you feel like a child again. Looking at the back, we have the label over here. We're going to go over that momentarily, and a little bit more graphics over here. You got the station wagon, you got the Jason outfit here, and the pre-workout claims to provide sustained energy, juicy pumps, maximum performance, and laser focus. Look, kids, a peek. Yeah, guys, we are definitely going to get a peek and more in this review of Intake. So as you guys saw, this product is a limited edition. It's a collaboration with National Lampoons and Axe Sledge, and you got these nice little graphics on here, nice cute animated style, and this also applies to their proteins. All their proteins have a very unique look, three very unique flavors, and again, if you guys are interested in me reviewing the Axe Sledge National Lampoons proteins, all three of them, let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, we're going to go over this. This comes in the green gelatin flavor, and they do have a whole bunch of other flavors on the website. It's also available on NutriCartel.com. I'm going to link all that information in the end of the video. But for the time being, we are reviewing this limited edition flavor. Now, when you open this bad boy up, you can see that there's little green specks in there, like little crystals. But don't get too excited, okay? This isn't Excelsior. This isn't crystals that are going to get you all hopped up or anything like that. This is just a nice little aesthetic, and it also does contribute a little bit to the flavor, but really nothing too crazy. In the end of the day, the crystals are going to sink to the bottom, so even when you're drinking the pre-workout, you might get a little bit of that inclusion in there, but it's really purely just for fun and nothing else, so don't get too excited. But in terms of flavor, this tastes freaking incredible. I don't know about the actual green gelatin mold from the movie. That didn't look too appetizing initially, but this one here is definitely delicious. It literally tastes like a melted lime jello cup. If you've ever had those lime jello cups, it's literally what it tastes like. Very good. It's got a nice blend of lime in there, like a little bit of citrus in the background, but pretty much just a nice lime flavor. Really good, really delicious. Let's move on to this label. So looking at the supplement facts here, this is a 40-20 like a lot of other pre-workouts in 2025. You can take this at 1 scoop, which comes in at 12.5 grams, or 2 scoops, which is the full dose coming in at 25 grams. Now, you guys know the High Stim Ace channel. We always go all in, full dose, full scoop, no half measures. There was one time that I did run it at 1 scoop, though, but we're going to talk about it because it wasn't for the purpose that you guys are thinking of. It wasn't actually for training. So we're going to talk about that, so make sure you don't go anywhere, guys. But we are going to read everything on here as it pertains to 2 scoops because we always go by the maximum dose here on the channel. So we're going to begin. We're actually getting 20 calories in here, 4 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of total sugars, which does come in from the little sugar inclusions that I mentioned earlier. So 4 grams of that, not the end of the world. Chloride as sodium chloride, 297 milligrams. Sodium as sodium chloride, 200 milligrams. And potassium at 100 milligrams. Okay, so a little bit of hydration benefits there, all around vitamins, so you can't go wrong there. So now when we look at the actual label, it's broken up into 3 categories. You have maximum performance matrix, and this is fully dosed, by the way. It's not a prop blend or anything like that, so you are getting actual dosages here. But we are going to begin with the first category. We are getting 8,000 milligrams of pure L-Citrulline, which is great for the pumps. Really nice dose, 8 grams, more than enough to get you pumped and swollen in the gym. You're getting Beta Alanine at the clinical 3,200 milligrams for the tingles and for other benefits as well. You have Betaine Anhydrous also at the clinical 2,500 milligrams. So far we are off to a good start. This is a nice package here to start off the pre-workout. You're getting some elevATP at 150 milligrams to give you a little bit of extra endurance, that extra strength to get in that extra rep, maybe an extra set in the end of the workout. So overall, can't go wrong with that ingredient. A little bit of Senactiv in here at 50 milligrams. And then we get to the sustained energy matrix. So we start off with caffeine anhydrous at 250 milligrams, which is a relatively low dose for us stim junkies. You guys watching the High Stim Ace YouTube channel, 250 milligrams isn't a crazy, insane, over-the-top dose. It's essentially daily driver territory, but we're going to get to it, guys. We're going to talk about this pre-workout because it did surprise me in more ways than one. We're getting Theobromine at 100 milligrams to add a little bit of extra clean stimulation. Not the biggest dose I've seen, but again, this isn't meant to be anything too crazy. Then we have some zumXR extended release caffeine, 50 milligrams. We have the next part of the package coming in next, which is laser focus matrix. And this is the final component here. And we do get L-Tyrosine coming in at 2,000 milligrams. And that, in my opinion, right there is the star of the show. 2 grams of L-Tyrosine to give you that laser sharp focus to dial you in. Not an illicit ingredient, by the way. You're not going to get like a tunnel vision, crazy, euphoric, mind-bending type of experienced focus, but you're going to get a very good focus. And if this here is well-sourced tyrosine, you're going to feel it for hours on end. We're going to talk about it, guys. Lastly, we get a little bit of Citicoline sodium, another nootropic that's going to round off the label, coming in at 250 milligrams. Before High Stim Ace breaks down my experience running the all-new intake from Axe Sledge 3 times over the past week and a half, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a National Lampoon's enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. So Axe Sledge is one of those companies that always interested me because they are somewhere in between mainstream and not mainstream, right? I do believe they have some of their products available at certain GNCs. I do think that this National Lampoon's collaboration is actually available over at GNC, but not all of their pre-workouts are available mainstream all the time. A lot of times they sell from their website or they do wholesale to NutriCartel.com, where I do get a lot of their stuff from, but it's not one of those companies that's like super mainstream like Ghost or C4 or Redcon 1, right? They're not quite on that level of mainstream, but they're also not like a super underground company, right? They're not really like a Dark Labs or KJ Labs. They're not quite on that illicit level underground. They are somewhere in the middle, maybe leaning a little bit more mainstream, but they have very interesting formulations. I've always glanced at their website. I always found it interesting to look over their catalog of products. And I do believe Intake is their flagship pre-workout. It's their daily driver that kind of has everything at clinical dosages. And we're going to go over the effects in a moment. They have another pre-workout called Ignition Switch. And if I recall correctly, that is their budget-friendly option. It costs like 30 or 35 bucks. And it's a pretty decent label for the money. I forgot how many servings you get there, but I've never tried that one myself. Then they have another pre-workout that actually just came back called DBAP, if I do recall correctly. And that's supposed to be their high stim option, which I don't think that they had this flavor available for, so I really wanted to try this green gelatin flavor, which is why I didn't go with the DBAP, even though that is the high stim option. Now, this one here falls somewhere in the middle, but again, I do think this is their flagship product, their most popular pre-workout. And it's interesting to me because as far as pre-workouts go, as far as daily drivers go, this is a great pre-workout. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this pre-workout. You can literally take this every single day. You're going to get incredible pumps. You're going to get good, clean, sustainable energy, not over the top, not hopped up. You're not going to have any negative side effects, nothing like that. Just good, clean, sustainable energy. But the component that shines most is that laser sharp focus, and that is coming from the 2 grams of tyrosine. Now, it's interesting because when it comes to more mainstream brands, if they do utilize L-Tyrosine as an ingredient, usually you're going to get anywhere from 500 milligrams maybe 750 milligrams, maybe 1,000 in the craziest case, right? But companies such as Cellucor aren't putting tyrosine at 2 grams in their pre-workouts, okay? And this is why I say Axe Sledge is somewhere in between. They're not quite mainstream, but they're also not like super underground, because I don't think they have alpha-O in any of their pre-workouts. I sure as hell don't think they have Araya-Genesis or 2-amino. I know for a fact they don't have 2-amino in their products, but I don't think they even have Araya on some of their other stuff. So it's funny to me, because looking at the aesthetic of Axe Sledge and a lot of the athletes that represent the company, as well as the owner of the company, they give off this like very badass, almost aggressive type of image. But when you look at the actual formulations, they are somewhere in the middle. They're not too crazy. There's no alpha-O or anything like that to give you crazy endurance or crazy intensity or get you tweaked out. These are just well-balanced products that are using ingredients that have been studied and proven to work over time. So you're getting everything in here. Like I said, for the pumps, you're getting the citrulline, you're getting the beta, you get the betaine for the strength output, and all the other ingredients that we went over. This is a very solid, well-rounded daily driver type of label. And I do like the focus that you get on here. 2 grams of tyrosine is very, very nice. Like I said, a lot of pre-workouts will do 500 milligrams, 750, 1,000 at most when it comes to like a daily use type of product. 2 grams is definitely nice. There's no side effects. It's going to have you very locked on, very dialed in, and it really adds to the experience overall. What I like to do personally, and what I did do personally, because I am High Stim Ace, is stack this with different products, because this has the entire core package you need. Pumps, focus, clean energy, a little bit of beta tingles, a little bit of strength output. You pretty much have everything in here you need to get in an effective workout. But if you're a stim junkie or just somebody that prefers the exotic side of things a little bit, you can definitely add an alpha-O capsule to it. I added one of the Dark Labs double yohimbine caps to it, which has 9 milligrams of yohimbine and 1 milligram of alpha-O. By the way, we'll be reviewing that one very soon, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because that's going to be dropping very soon. I added that in, and man, it really took things to the next level. I feel like everything in this pre-workout is very well sourced, because you can feel everything that's in here actually serving its purpose. You are going to be able to crank out a couple extra reps, maybe an extra set or two towards the end of the training. I do find that the fatigue doesn't hit initially. It kind of takes a long time until the fatigue sets in. There's no crash on here. Pumps are freaking incredible, vascular, little juicy. You're going to feel great on this one. And of course, the focus and the endurance are really good. Are you going to be hopped up and full of crazy energy and tweaked out off your mind? No. This is a daily driver pre-workout, but it gets the job done, and it's very, very easy to stack with other ingredients. I actually stacked it with Huge Supplements liquid L-carnitine, which I did review recently, and that was an incredible stack, because just adding 1 FL ounce of that liquid carnitine with the GBB that's in it, man, it turns this pre-workout into something really, really special. So I ran it like that once, ran it on its own once at 2 scoops, obviously. So that's 2 times I ran it. And then 1 time with the alpha-O capsule. That was 3 times. Now, there was a 4th time I actually ran it, but this time I ran it at 1 scoop. Now, what I did was utilize it instead of my morning cup of coffee. So the fact that this has 1 gram of tyrosine in there at 1 scoop really kind of combines that effect with the 125 milligrams you're going to get from the actual yield. And it's essentially a coffee replacement with a nice nootropic focus. Spoiler alert, I ended up having a cup of coffee afterwards anyway, because I'm a coffee fiend and a connoisseur, but I did enjoy the experience. It really kind of made my day go by faster, and it really led me to focus on things at work. It was one of those days where I knew I had a lot going on. I had a lot of paperwork to do when I got to the office, so I made sure to take that scoop. That tyrosine really made a difference. You also do have a little bit of the Citicoline that works hand in hand with it, so you can definitely utilize this at 1 scoop as a nootropic. It works really, really well. At that dose, you're going to get 4 grams of citrulline. Okay, why the hell not, right? Even if you're not training, a little bit of extra blood flow never hurt anybody. So at 1 scoop, you can definitely use this as a nice pick-me-up, a nice little nootropic that's not going to have you going too crazy, nothing illicit, just good, clear tunnel vision focus. And obviously, at 2 scoops, you can take this bad boy on its own on days where you don't want to run anything crazy and still want to get in a good, effective workout with clinical dosages all around. Or you can take it and stack it with liquid L-carnitine, yohimbine, alpha-O, 2-amino, Araya-Genesis, what have you. This is 2025, guys. Go crazy, mix and match, have fun, as long as you're safe and responsible. This is a good product. It tastes really good. They have a bunch of other flavors. And if you are interested, you can head over to NutriCartel.com, pick this bad boy up using discount code ACE15 at checkout. It will save you 15% off your entire order and help support the High Stim Ace YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you found it beneficial and enjoyable, don't forget to show your support to the channel by liking the video. Smash that like button. Show your support to High Stim Ace. Show your support to the brand. Share the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Click the little bell notification to get all of High Stim Ace's latest updates. And let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your favorite Axe and Sledge products? This is a company I'm kind of trying to get into a little bit. I want to see if I could get some of their products to review for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you want me to review those Christmas proteins, because I'm telling you, at least 2 out of the 3 taste really, really good. The third one I have kind of mixed feelings on, but you guys have to let me know if you're interested in that review or not, and I'll try to get it done by the end of the week. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, follow me on Instagram at High Stim Ace for the latest news and information coming from the High Stim Ace channel, and I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.